no traffic, just cruising. It was cool.
Are you back on shrooms now? Is it shroom season?
Tis the season. Yes, tis the season.
And are we not growing them this year, or is it just pure? That's done. The whole attempt to take over the shroom game by having a trailer that is turned into a room is turned into a what do we take, an aquarium? What is that thing called that the salamanders live in?
Actually, little scientist's son is doing.
How did the Cassius go out there? The sun goes out there, and it's gonna be shroom season. It's like
He fucked it up. He jumped off the magic carpet, bro, and I'm pissed off at him for it.
Well,
I put that little motherfucker on a magic carpet ride, and he jumped off, bro. I didn't kick him off the magic carpet. He could have fucking rolled with my shit for fucking years.
You know what's crazy too is that the whole new thing is like with opiate addiction is like you like listen to these doctors, or you catch a clip here on YouTube here and there, or even a fucking news article, or fucking your boy Shep, and they'll be like, it might be on Shep, it's coming if it's not there, where they go, opiate addicts need to go down to, have a DMT experience or microdose shroom psilocybin to relieve themselves of the whatever's psychologically fucking with them, where they would want to be an addict or accept being an addict.
I can believe that, man.
And that's like, but it didn't work. It didn't work. And I hate to be that guy. And I'm like, yeah, it could work. It can work, and it probably has. And I see it. I've been on shrooms, and I go, oh man, it could. It does have properties where you can take a look at yourself and go, I can cut that out. I can let go of if there's something that's causing you pain, to fucking just take fentanyl or Percocets or heroin. But he goes out there on a 3-4 year run of opiates, fentanyl, every drug really, has a medical condition where he had the rhabdomyolysis, where his the leg locks up there from fucking drug use, dehydration, which is wild in itself, because the only way you get rhabdomyolysis is, when you look it up, all the paperwork that I read after he had it was that it happens in long distance runners, like the Boston Marathon people. When you see them collapse at the end, where their body just fucking seizes up, that's a rhabdo. That's a rhabdomyolysis. So it's only that, and then drug use. There's no in between. So that's wild that it mimics that. That's saying a lot, dude. When you think about that, when you think about taking drugs and meth, coke, ecstasy, the pills, the opiates, and then your body just feels like it's running a marathon, like a real marathon, bro.
I know that game.
But he goes out there, and then he's good for what was he out there for? 2-3 months?
Man, you know what? I don't know. It wasn't too long, because I only had the trailer for 6 months, and he was out for he was there for the first half, 3 or 4 months, and then fucking, and the thing is, I told Bobby, I said, fucking, if you knew why he was going out there, you wouldn't want him to go out there. And she fucking, a couple days later, I come back from kayaking, and he said, I'm going to fucking California tomorrow. And I just I said, whatever, I'll take you to the airport. And, he went out there and he did his motherfucking thing, and that's just, it's not something that I can fucking be a part of.
Do you think that we could just hold him down and lock him in a room and feed?
The two of us, for sure. Yeah, the two of us, either one of us.
Because that's my next thing, is I was thinking, bring him out with me, and we fucking, I rent a fucking thing. I rent a fucking, the smallest trailer, whatever, and pay the guy up front, and then fucking just, he's there, and see what happens. I mean,
listen, just park him. All we have to do is park him out there on the ranch, and fucking without a car, you're fucked out there.
You're out in the middle of fucking nowheresville, Colorado, dude. Like, it's wild.
You do not want to walk in the hot sun from that fucking ranch anywhere. I promise you.
Walking from the ranch. If you're on the ranch and you're trying to get, I mean, first of all, I don't know if we'd have to blindfold him. We could just blindfold. He has never been there, so if you blindfold him, he would have to fucking. He would have to fucking just start asking. And how many people are going to drive by and stop? I guess out there, the chances is people stopping.
There's no traffic out there. Listen, and the thing is I would even tell my neighbors. I would say, hey, listen.
If you see a fucking, if you see a.
Comes over here asking me for a fucking ride.
Don't tell him the coordinates. Don't tell him the month. Don't tell him fucking, don't tell him the fucking northwest, southeast. Just fucking send him on his way. Pick him up, bring him back to the fucking ranch. Like a fucking serial killer that's got loose, dude. One of his victims has got loose.
Well, when he originally came out with me back to Texas, when I took him over there first before I moved out here, fucking he had a big old bag of pills, but he wasn't eating them because fucking I sold them for him.
What a fucking great uncle! What a great uncle! What a great uncle!
That way he wasn't taking them in my mouth.
Oh, okay. So you're saying you were doing a good deed. You were like, I'll get rid of them for you, so you don't have the urge to eat these pain pills.
He didn't have none, so he couldn't do them at my place because, for one, I'm not going for it. For two, there's nobody around there that I even knew around there, and for three, I told him you got to be cool at my place. You can't be fucking. This ain't no fucking. He already knew not to bring people to my fucking house, not to fucking. He didn't leave. He barely even left the house.
I just don't want him to end up like mom, dude, just fucking dead in Dallas. I mean, that's really where I'm at in life. I'm like giving him Narcan to lead, like he's going to see his girlfriend, and
you're packing him a lunch to go to school.
Well, it kind of is still, dude. Where it's like but I remember being that age.
Don't forget your Narcan. I put it in the bag with your name on it.
Bro, I couldn't. I was like having an out of body experience, giving my son Narcan to go take this, and he took it. He took it. Now, whether he'd use it or not is another thing, but he believe me, he's going fucking pro in the use of Narcan. I mean, I have him do it when I feel like it's enough, and I don't know. I'm getting, and the thing is I'm getting better with gauging how much fentanyl a human being has in their body, which is a whole nother level of being around addicts.
What's he doing? He's smoking it?
I've caught him smoking it prior to his last rehab. That was what had him go to rehab. Right. Was I fucking walked in and he's got like the whole he's just right there on the fucking bed, dude. Edge of the bed.
Yeah.
Your boy.
I'm glad he got a job and shit, but
he's got a job.
While he's young, this is really honestly, because now, if I don't even know what the fucking is in that shit, but
they say it's 100 times, 10 to 100 times you hear 10 to 100 times stronger than, morphine.
I know that's a crazy spectrum.
It's a crazy spectrum. Just to think 10 times. If you go low,
right.
It's 10 times the amount. So if you take 1 milligram of morphine, it's like 10, right?
Wow.
Or 10 is 100. So if you take a 30, like those were, I don't even know what's popular now. Remember when 30 milligram, like Oxycontins, morphines, perks, whatever you want to call them, were fucking, that was what people, I thought that was the highest at the time, but turns out when fentanyl comes, it just goes, that's child's play.
Yeah.
In the addict's eyes, that's, I'm sure there's many an argument over that ain't shit. We need the fentanyl. We need the fentanyl, which is a wild thought to have.
Yeah.
Where you go, I'm going to do what, if you've watched the news in the past 3, 4, 5 years of just people dropping dead, and the fucking the YouTube videos of just neighborhoods of people that are on fentanyl, and they're making inhuman movements. They're incoherent, and it's to see it up close in person, bro, to somebody you love is a whole nother level of fucking of the opiate crisis, and how you deal with the loved one that's on it. How do you set boundaries You don't want him to die, which is like we talked about, like with mom, where it's like she had him, and we had to talk yesterday. I'm like, I know you feel he came out of your body. I couldn't imagine, but also it's like, you also know it's bad, and you know that we can't just have him in the house and like that, where it's like, when nothing else has worked, the rehabs haven't worked, the classes, where it's like, a little bit of sobriety. I mean, a week, 2, 3, maybe, that I'm guessing that, because there's no way to tell, and then right back to it and be like, you guys don't matter. I don't have to I don't need to respect you guys and what you want in your house, right? Because you can do anything you want outside the house. You're an adult. Once you leave, I can't see it. It's not out of sight. It's not out of sight, out of mind. But it's kind of like, you're kind of giving it the okay when you say, go ahead and do it in the house.
Yeah, I get it, man. You just don't want that shit in your house, man. I get it.
Well, it's I don't want to see you don't want to see them up close and personal on it in the house. Yeah, you don't want to see your son, daughter.
You don't want any part of it in your house.
Yeah, I don't want it in the house, dude. And that was like, we had
that's pretty simple, and that's not too much to ask. That's your rule, and that's always going to be your rule.
No.
For the rest of your life. You don't want that shit in your fucking house, and I don't blame you.
$250 I charge them for rent. That's another thing. And then you have a full-time job making $20 an hour.
You're gonna find out the truth, bro, because the motel fees ain't cheap. It's fucking expensive. Motel keep you broke.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what he hasn't felt that, and as me and you both know, being that we had it fucking. When I was that age, bro, I was trying to get in a place. When you find out you got to pay, you got to make 3 times the rent just to get in if you're trying to get into a rental,
right?
And then you have to security deposit.
At the same time, though, I feel like he needs to fucking. I told him, I said, get the fuck out of your dad's house. Look, you're not gonna fucking, you're not gonna like it there.
I wish I could send him to like Dr. Drew, bro, or like a fucking, so I don't know, something. I'm like at a loss, because I've tried everything. In the past couple of years, I've tried everything, and I'm always there when he, with the overdose. I'm there every day, saying something about it, talking to him about it. But it's not like he doesn't register, because he's you're immortal, dude. And the more you die, like the overdoses, he doesn't even think he's overdosing, is the wild part. Even at the hospital, when he's overdosed and had to go via an ambulance, he's still like, what? No big deal. Like, what are you guys tripping on? Which is, that's a scary part, bro. If you're overdosing, you're at the hospital, you've had to been there, you're unconscious. They're giving you the fucking, I don't know if it's Narcan or something stronger like it at the hospital. Then you come to, and you're just like, I need to get back. I need to go score again.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, not to depress, but it is a fucking fact of life. It's my fucking life. It's, but I told Bobby too, man. I was like, I have paperwork now, bro. I went down and talked to the veterans, like the management, and I have a paper now. It's like you sign it, you put the date on there, and then he signs it, and it's the day they take him off the lease. Right? Because I went down there and talked to him about it. I can't just take him off me. He has to sign it. So I have to get Bobby on board. And I last night she agreed. So when he comes back, we'll sit down and be like, listen, we're gonna give you got X amount of, like, whether it's 1 month or 3 months.
Right.
There needs to be a date. We need to you save your money, because you're making $20 an hour. You're working 50 hours a week minimum.
Right.
You're paying dad $250. The rest of your money, save it, and then you have enough at the end of 3 months and all that 3 months, you better have a fire on your ass looking for a place, because you're off. You know what I mean? You're off the lease. You got to go.
Guys.
Huh?
What do you mean, you guys?
I said you guys. I meant you're off. Not Bobby. Bobby, I have. Bobby, I told
Signing that fucking paper.
Well, I mean, I hope she, you know, what she said. I hope when he, you know, probably tomorrow or the next day.
Yeah.
I hope she, you know, she shows up and she has thought about it. And it's like, yeah, no, we're not in love no more. We're not in love. I love her, but we're not in love. And did a lot of that. It could have just been natural. Me being me, her being her. It's just natural that we fell out of love. I think that, you know, the blaming each other because you have a relative on drugs, your son, a son that's on the worst drug in the house, didn't help because it was a bunch of blaming in the beginning. You know, she more on, you know, I'm not gonna, well, I don't want to throw her totally under the bus, but a lot of it, like, it's my fault, you know, which is the story of my life. It's always my fault. It's been my fault. It was my fault when we were with mom, dude, in mom's house, and she's blaming me for her fucking problems. You know, it's your fault, Dusty. You did this. And it, like, it just, you're just so, yeah, but even after so, you're still dumbfounded. You're still like, what the fuck, dude?
It's your dad's fault.
It's
if we want to get specific,
so it's well, we could trace it back to 69 or 70 when he stuck a flower in her hair in Southern California, and then gave her what did he, and then what?
Foliage out of her hair.
He ate foliage out of her fucking dirty.
Because she's been sleeping in the grass like a hippie and got a flower in her.
Dude, you know that mom had told me, and even Billy chimed in later, dude. You know, my fucking sperm donor, where he was like, dude, he was telling me about them living in communes, like dressed like the Greeks, you know, with the fucking toga, like a toga-ish thing, where they're just living out. He's like, yeah, a guy had some property out there, you know, because even businesses back in the businessmen in the late 60s, 70s were just turning their property over. Like they wanted that part of the freedom, the sex and drugs and open, you know, the openness, that how America's sexuality was kind of repressed. And then the hippie movement kind of gave it away and was like, everybody should just be out here fucking in bushes. Everybody fuck everybody. Yeah. And that's what it was. So mom gets, you know, a flower eaten, and then he also gives her a great heroin. Well, you know what, dude, he was probably, you know, he was munching that box, and that wasn't the first and or last time that the awkwardness of hearing mom talk about sex with Billy when she was drunk or high, which could be at any moment, it just would come out, and you're like, I don't need to know this, dude, about cum. Like, and I'm like a little boy, I'm like 8, 9, you know, talking about sex with big ginger, that I now look like a mix of Aunt Janice and Billy. I do. I look like a total fucking, you know, God bless Aunt Janice, but like a fucking old school dyke. And I love her to death. I really do. I've come to love Aunt Janice a lot, dude. I mean, she's an asshole. I'm an asshole, you know, to a point. She has her reasons for being an asshole. I like that. Something to stand on, you know. I love it, dude. Just drinking beer in the back of her fucking house, shooting squirrels and drinking full-bodied Budweisers, bro. She crushes full-body beers. I believe last time I was there, she was crushing full-body beers, but probably like, you know, probably a Coors Light Miller situation, just buy a big block, a 36 rack. And then, you know, she's retired. She's retired from teaching. And then just to picture Aunt Janice teaching, you know, you can picture Aunt Dode teaching. She's kind of has a sweet side, but also, you know, she can lay down the law, you know, and having two aunts as teachers, and then we come and we're fucking straight retards, bro. And I have kids. I'm not saying I go. Yeah.
It's time to cut off the bloodline. It's time to kill the babysitter.
Nothing but addiction in the bloodline, cancer, fucking insanity, like grandpa that we didn't meet, you know, grandpa Howard, that you know, from all stories from Aunt Dode telling us about the fucking violin playing, no hospital doctor going, religious zealot / kid beater / possible kid sexer. We don't know. It's not confirmed, but definitely. Is it confirmed?
It's confirmed through Aunt Shirley.
Aunt Shirley swears on it, huh? Also a minor. Let's not forget he was a minor. When I was a kid and I heard he was a minor because he.
Outback Steakhouse and watch Aunt Shirley and Aunt Janice confront Gran while she was living.
And how Gran's about 80, late 80s at this point?
Yeah, she is up there. She's still by her man. She's stuck to the fucking
That's
food.
fucking G shit, bro.
Stand by your man.
How G is that to stand by your dead husband, dude? That fucking.
She did, man. I watched her. She fucking.
That's respectable.
Anything about that? You don't know what you're talking about. She sort of bombed out on.
How fucking G is that to stand by your dead, abusive, kid beaten, and then have your 2 full-grown adult? I mean, now they're approaching Social Security age to sit down at Coco's and have a fucking French dip and tell you that, listen, Gran, you know.
Outback Steakhouse, no French dips. It was steak.
Oh, this is Outback Steakhouse. Did they get the goddamn bloomin' onion? Is this?
I don't know. Recall. I was just slamming beers with them, and fucking we were all sitting there, and But then I've gone to lunch with Aunt Shirley or dinner with Aunt Shirley before, and she's told me, she says she thinks Aunt Janice got the worst of the raping.
Yeah, that's what I always heard. Oh, it's straight rape, dude. Straight rape. Because I heard I go.
I don't know about. I don't know the details. They're a little finicky.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a little finicky. Little not know, like when did the diddle?
Kosher going on is all I know.
Did he play the violin? And did he play the violin after, during, or before said rape?
Well, when you're thinking of the violin, what he did was he take his index finger and his middle finger, and he'd swirl it on there and say, this is. Swirl it. Tip of his index finger on his thumb and say, this is the smallest violin playing my heart cries.
I thought you were gonna say this is me diddling. This is me literally diddling the fiddle, dude, of his own daughters. It's cold blooded, and I don't want to make I don't want to make this guy out to be something he's not. Okay, but in the shittiness of our kid existence of like shitty adults and irresponsible people that were supposed to be protecting us, looking over us, paying attention to us.
Yeah. As an adult, I struggled with many things, so the best thing for me to do was to move away from everything, move out as far.
I bet you that's Cash. I bet that's Cassius right now. He's at the fucking door. I bet. I gotta go check the door. Hold on. Stand by. Didn't have to use the Narcan? Did you have to use the Narcan? All right. You there?
No.
All right. I don't think he had to use the Narcan. He said the quality in wasn't as bad as I let on, but I never been to that one. I wasn't saying specifically. I was more just, what I'm saying? Like,
you fucking dare generalize the fucking quality of quality.
I don't know. It's like a personal attack on Quality Inn. I'm just saying.
You better fucking, you're just not a hotel connoisseur that I thought you may be. For you to sit there and badmouth the Quality Inn, it's not that bad.
It's not that bad. It's like Trump, dude. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. It's just, it is what it is. I mean, we've spent a lot of time.
It's not so bad.
Yeah. We've spent a lot of time. This is coming from 2 kids that are now full blown adults in the eyes of society.
No, I think I was in a La Quinta the other night.
How's La Quinta? How's that treating you? I'm thinking more like Green Spot.
There's no free breakfast there.
There was a green spot in Victorville, California.
Right. There's no free breakfast there, but it's a great spot to score $10 head in the alley behind there.
Dude, there was so many. Now looking back, the way it was set up, like where you came into like an opening with like an overhang where you drove in and then you were trapped in there. I felt like you were trapped in there.
It was like a fucking. It was 2 men in and 1 man leave.
It was. Everybody could see everybody coming in.
AKA the battle dome.
And that's what it was, dude. It was like the the tweaker fucking 2 men in or 1 man leave, dude. Mad Max beyond Tweaker Dome.
Yeah.
I mean the tweakers, and then all the back windows of because they're all just, I mean they had to have been built in the fucking 60s, whenever that was built. But all the back windows was everybody selling drugs, also in the back where they got creative. And you open the shower window, and then there was a back alley that just was, and then you had like
I know that place.
You've been there. How many times you go visit fucking Benny there? And then I think we stayed there as a family, me, you, and Mom. I'm sure we stayed there at some point. We were there.
You know what? I don't know if we ever were that.
We were there.
I don't think we ever. No, we don't think. We only think
I'm telling you, bro. We were there. We were there for a short, like a week or something, when we were waiting on the welfare to kick us in with like a monthly thing, because Mom didn't want to live in Victorville, so she was better than that. Okay,
Yep.
She was better than. It's always amazing that people, as low as they go, there's always somebody that's they're better than.
Well, let's make no mistake about it. Victorville was worse than fucking where we were at in Hesperia.
This is true. This is true. Victorville in the 1990, 89, 90, 89, 90, right? 91, 92, 92.
Include the whole 90s into the 2000s. That place,
Well, we were back and forth. It was like we'd go into Escondido for a little bit, and then shit would fall apart there. Whether Mom was fighting Jay hanging from his beard, which is still impressive to see. What was Mom, 5'6", 5'5", 5'4"?
Yeah, 5'5". Little fucking firecracker.
A little firecracker that yelling for Dusty. I love how she always yelled for me when shit was going bad, and whatever was, which now we know is a two-way street. And Jay wasn't that bad a guy, sort of like Trump. He was sort of like Trump. He wasn't that bad a guy. It was just that we had a mouthpiece of the family that would, that we had to stick behind, where we had to be like, this is our guy. You know what I mean? We don't have the ability to see the whole picture. When you're young, you don't get to see like that this is over some drugs, or Mom's doing too much drugs, and owing people. He had a shotgun. He had a sawed-off shotgun in his closet, and there's like a couple guns in there. And as soon as they left, I don't know if you remember, I would go grab it.
We used to go play with the guns in the closet.
Go play with the guns, dude. A sawed-off shotgun of a biker / possible drug dealer, drug user guy. Not saying anything personal. It just is what it is, and could have been locked and loaded. And I'm sure this man has used that gun or a gun. So why wouldn't it be loaded, dude? You know how many times did somebody click that thing, like Lance and Charles, and like fucking put it to themselves or put it to another kid and fucking pulled the trigger? And they could have just, it literally could have been one of those fucking situations where the fucking face is missing, the Ozzy Osbourne kid. Could have been terrible, bro. And we're in there playing John Madden with a sawed-off shotgun, like fucking doing poses and shit like we're Rambo. Yeah. But we would be in Escondido and then go back to, they would get in fights, and then we would go to Thrifty Motel. It was the one that's basically our home. A home away from home, right there on Main Street in Hesperia. Became behind the Hesperia High School, where we lived, dude. That was where Jay. They had their like last stand, where Mom was like, "I'm staying here," and then he left and went to Illinois and just dropped us off like trash on the side of the road, brother.
Mom wanted that shit. Mom wanted us fucking. She wanted to be close to the clinic, bro. That's what it was. The fucking, when we were out there and living out there in the middle America, fucking Mom wanted to come. Mom was depressed, she'd sleep all day. She wanted to come back to the fucking clinic.
That was her life. It was
Mom had to be in close proximity. She had to be within 100 miles to the fucking clinic, and that was her thing. And it was like that every fucking day, forever. Oh, you know what I just got? Break the fucking side note here, but I'm going to change the whole subject. I was at Dick's Sporting Goods getting a weight bench, and I got a banana whip ball, and they also had one that's one of the short ones that looks like a real bat, but it's plastic whip ball. So I got 2 bats and 2 balls for wiffle ball.
Bro, you know that there's a real, like when we were kids and how much wiffle ball we played. I mean, that was like a California. I don't know if that was specific to California, but it felt like it was the perfect weather. And then in apartments, it was the perfect sport where we could always find enough land where we could make a home run.
Like in between 2 buildings or something, there'd be grass.
It'd be grass right there, like next to the pool. They always had like a field. For some reason, they always put like, I don't want to say field, but it was kind of like more grass than, where we played fucking with the banana bat that I fucking, dude, I was a murderer in wiffle ball, dude.
Like the banana bat or the one that looks more like a regular bat?
I'm a banana bat guy.
I'm a regular bat guy.
I don't know why I think the regular bat probably hits farther, but it felt like the banana bat was a little. Well, I think you accepted that the banana bat was tougher to hit the wiffle ball. You kind of accepted it as part, especially when I'm talking about you're hucking a wiffle ball at full speed, by a 12-year-old arm, 13-year-old arm. And most of us played sports. So most of us had, we had arm strength more than your regular fucking run-of-the-mill dirty apartment kid.
Today, probably.
I mean, they organized the league. They're organizing a league here, Pat, in the veterans community. This is breaking news. Breaking news. They organized a baseball/softball league with all the Vietnam vets, Gulf War vets. There's a field. If you walk out of the neighborhood and go about, I don't know, like 4, 5, maybe 6 blocks under the overpass on Mountain View, there's baseball fields.
Which one of these disabled vets? How you gonna get?
I don't know.
That's what I said. If you guys had a fucking vet village bus, we could put all the fucking retards on the bus and ship them over on a short bus.
Yes.
They're running around, and mingle with each other, one another, get back on the short bus and ship them back to the village.
It was just fucking no leg Ned. We just lost fucking Leon. Just, he had no legs. There's guys that are PTSD'd up. You're dealing with full blown alcoholism on a scale that's.
My truck's on the way. Okay. Yeah, no, I'm listening to you. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But yeah, we got the leagues there. It's like Tuesday, Thursday. I'm like, how many days do you think? Because the guy that's organizing it, God bless him, my man Alonzo, is like able body, where he's an able body, like he's about 50 in his 50s.
Okay, now ask Alonzo where he's going to come up with the funding to get everyone at Go Cheer so they can run the bases.
Dude, Alonzo has connections to where he knows so many people, bro. He knows so many people that just give money, good-hearted folks. God bless them. That like when veterans, especially in here, and or connected to the like the nonprofits. There's a lot of nonprofits, bro, that help out here, and there's people connected to have money, businessmen that just like to help veterans. And if you go, and Alonzo, there will be uniforms, Pat. There will be uniforms. There will be contests against the firefighters. There'll be contests against other businesses in the area, police. I mean, that will happen. You signed
up.
I am. I didn't make the first one was on Tuesday. But I fucking, dude, after I walk a couple miles to get to the store and back, dude, in 100-degree weather, the knee, and I hopped a wall, which I found out I've already, I can't hop walls anymore. I made it to the point where I can't get over a wall by myself. Like I can't, and I felt like a fucking, like I should, out of shape, fat guy that's, with a bad knee that I can't really commit. You remember how when you're young, you just see a wall and run at it full speed, 1 foot, dig in, up over. And or if you missed, it was still nothing when your body slammed the wall.
It's totally different now. I notice things in my body, bro, that it's like, are you fucking kidding me? When we used to play all that much as kids and hop, just like you're saying, if I hop a fence, I'm going to have to lay down for a week.
That's what I'm saying. Dude, that's like a reason for me you know, or experience that I have throughout the day where it's like, this is a thing. This is going to be, it's going to linger. Like if I have plans for the day and I come across a wall because it's going to cut off, you know, 10 minutes.
33-year-old man, you have to learn to take the long way because you don't need to be fucking.
It's long way Larry, dude.
Popping walls and fucking. I mean, who do you think you are?
Bro, you should see the looks on people's faces when I'm coming over into their neighborhood and they see me just fucking struggling. I take off my headphones. I gotta unplug my headphones, get my phone, set it way over to like 5 feet away so that whatever ridiculousness of me slinging my fat over the fence doesn't kick it and then land back on the other side where I have to get on the other side, then come back from my phone. You got to throw your cigarettes over. You're sitting there, you're like judging the wall. You're like, okay, if I swear to God, bro, I sit there and stretch. I do a stretch, right? You like plant your foot and stretch your hammy because fucking 3 bills coming down on a unstretched hamstring on this fucking frame is going to be a problem, you know? So I sit there and do that. Then I have to find a stick. I find a stick that's like, it has to be over like a foot and lay that in the corner or against the wall. And then you put a foot on that. And then, you know what I mean? And boost up. I need you to come do the old school where you put your hands together. Remember the old school? You put your hands together and then, yeah. And then your boy would put his foot there and that would be the.
And then you then get your other boy to film it for ridiculousness and you launch that son of a bitch as high as you can in the air.
Dude, Jackass Forever. I've watched, I think, 2 times now.
You know what? I
It's the best.
Of it was when we were watching it up here.
Bro, you have to see it. It's worth it's. I don't give a fuck how old they are. Those guys are. They've become. I don't know, man. Because I wasn't a fan of clowns. I've heard people call them like how clowns were key back in like the old, you know, the 20s or the 10s or whenever 1900s when clowns were like people loved them and they didn't, you know, but they're like the new clowns. And they're still, it doesn't matter how old they are, dude. They're locking people in rooms and fucking with them with the lights off.
Why don't they make Jackass 5 ever?
They just made Forever. It's just,
time to get back on that horse.
You're saying get back.
Be the last one.
They should start beefing with Rob Dyrdek and try to take over the MTV so that Jackass is on 24 hours a day.
That wouldn't work because they're both fucking related. They're both affiliated with Tremaine. He runs fucking Tremaine's executive producer. Ridiculous.
That's right, dude. How much is he getting an episode?
Tremaine is killing it because he did all the Jackass shows, all the Jackass movies, and then everything that Dyrdek does. Tremaine was in Rob. He was on I think he produced Robin Big and Fantasy Factor, all that shit. Tremaine is in it.
Rob Dyrdek has been on MTV now for like 24 hours, like at least 12 hours a day. For what?
He runs MTV.
I mean, it's basically the Rob Dyrdek channel. It's ridiculous.
It's the Dyrdek. Yeah, it's Dyrdek. If you want Dyrdek 24 hours a day, we got you.
We got you,
I'm
Bubs.
watching him right now.
Sure. I'm sure it's going to be. Let me guess. Ridiculousness.
Yep. Ja Rule is their guest host.
Oh, I never want to be with you. I just did a crossover. I don't think I ever want to be with you. Who's that? Is that fucking? What's my man saying? The black guy. I only want to be with you. Hootie and the Blowfish. It's Hootie. Hootie and Ja Rule combo, dude. I only want to be with you. Bro, I mean, you ever see when 50 Cent bought out Ja Rule Stadium so that he was performing to an empty venue?
No, I did not.
He fucking.
I did hear how 50 Cent went broke.
But that's like Trump going broke. It really doesn't count, you know, because he has so much like digital currency as far as like, you know, things that he's put out where he has reoccurring funds coming in. You know, even if he lost all his cash, he still has that to fall back on, like, you know, from shows. Dude, he's got, what is it? Power on HBO, which I've never watched, but people.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He's doing executive producing TV shows. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he's fucking like, he's killing it. Yeah. So.
It's getting up. It might get up to 85 out here today.
85? It's fucking, it's got to be 100 here. Shout out James O'Sullivan. James O'Sullivan says, "Why am I watching this bum?" He says that's a comment. He's got a glass of beer. He's got a set of tits. It actually looks like me. Shout out to James. It looks like me.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's got a YouTube icon that looks like me holding a. Looks like our pictures could be the same. We could both.
Why don't you make some NFTs and put them on the internet?
I don't know how to. Isn't an NFT just a meme? Isn't it the same but colorful?
So it's basically like it's like a picture, but it's encoded with fucking your content, and you sell it.
So I could take the original Wiggins podcast and make it an NFT and then sell it, like, and then people hang it up in their office.
I guess.
I don't know what it is. It's non-fungible token. It's like fucking. I'm sure it's a lot of money, and people are making a lot of money. It's one of those. Like, I missed Bitcoin, but I never had money for Bitcoin. Yeah, all these things that come out, you have to have money to fucking roll the dice. You know. Yeah.
I'm on a tight budget. I'm living off what you live off of a month.
And we know that's not fucking true.
It is true.
That's not fucking true.
Yeah,
you're over here fucking. You're a goddamn white landowner.
I've had to dial it back, bro. I've had to curb my fucking spending enthusiasm because it's just a tough world right now.
Are you telling me you can't afford $7 a gallon gas?
No, I mean I can afford gas.
Oh, that's key, dude. That's key. I'm in the market for an e-bike. Okay, that's where I'm at. A used one.
There were some boys up there riding them up there.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm getting into the game, dude. Hopefully I get a gang. I start a gang. I got an e-bike fucking gang, old vets, dude, washed up, drinking beers, dude. And you don't have to have it doesn't have to be registered. I learned.
Right. No, it's just a bicycle.
Just a bicycle that goes, I've seen them, they go up to 20, dude. I'll just be mashing to the beer store, bro. I'll be going.
20 is as fast as an Olympic runner. That's like Usain Bolt fucking booking it.
So if I get an e-bike, I'm basically a fast black man.
Yeah.
Is what you're saying. Yeah. All right. Well, I love you. I think I got to go. It's fucking already 100, dude. I got to start drinking beer. You got to drink beer to numb the sun is what I found.
Yeah. I don't know what I'm going to do. It's nice outside. I've been wanting to kayak. I just got the water shoes.
I want you to take, this is your attorney speaking, dude. I want you to take 5 milligrams of psilocybin and hit Mother Nature for us, bro. If I had access to that, even if I didn't go floating in a kayak, I'd get in the water and fucking, I wouldn't go 5 milligrams, but a couple. I'd probably go 2. 2 sounds, 2's fair if it's like regular, regular shrooms. But I love you.
Okay.
Call me when you get done, dude.
Well, I don't know if I'm even going.
All right, well, watch some fucking ridiculousness then.
Yeah, I might do that.
All right. Love you, bro.
Love you, bud.
Over and out. Well, that about summed up this fucking podcast. That's what it is, dude. Enjoy your day. Take some psilocybin. Go out in nature. Fucking talk to God. And if you're on drugs, get off of them. I'm no longer the guy that says do them with me. That's not fun. When drugs aren't fun anymore, it's time to call it quits, my friends. Salutskis. Like, subscribe. You like?